Welcome to this in-depth analysis of typical business contracts. This module is designed for entrepreneurs, law students, business consultants, purchasing managers, and startups. Our goal is to provide clear and concise legal guidance to support your professional decisions. Contracts are the fundamental legal instruments for every commercial and financial activity. They are the backbone of every transaction, defining the rights and obligations of the parties involved. Their importance lies in their ability to formalize agreements and prevent disputes. These contracts are specifically regulated by the Italian Civil Code and other special laws. This regulation provides a predefined regulatory framework, facilitating understanding and application of the rules. Knowledge of these rules is crucial for operating confidently in the market. Typical contracts provide a clear and predictable framework for business operations. This clarity reduces uncertainty and provides a solid foundation for strategic planning. They enable businesses to operate with greater efficiency and transparency. They are essential for effective risk management within the company. By defining obligations and responsibilities, they help mitigate potential losses or disputes. Properly drafted contracts are a form of preventative protection. Ultimately, these contracts protect the interests of all parties involved in the transaction. They ensure that agreements are respected and that any breaches can be legally addressed. Their purpose is to ensure fairness and justice in commercial transactions. The sales contract is the most common and fundamental in the business world. With it, the seller undertakes to transfer ownership of a good. This transfer occurs in exchange for consideration. The buyer in turn undertakes to pay an agreed upon price for the purchase of the goods. Payment of the price is the essential element that completes the transaction. Without it, the contract cannot be considered concluded. The object of a sale can be extremely varied. It can be a movable asset, such as machinery or goods, or an immovable asset, such as land or a building. The nature of the asset influences the formalities required for the contract. The seller's first and most obvious obligation is to deliver the goods to the buyer. This delivery must occur within the time and manner established by the contract. The goods must be in the same condition as they were at the time of sale. Another fundamental obligation is the warranty for hidden defects in the goods. The seller must guarantee that the goods are suitable for their intended use and free from defects that render them unsuitable. This warranty protects the buyer from unpleasant surprises. The eviction guarantee is an additional obligation of the seller. It ensures that the buyer does not suffer loss of ownership of the property due to legal claims by third parties. The seller must guarantee full and peaceful availability of the property. The buyer's primary obligation is to pay the agreed price. This payment must be made according to the terms and conditions established in the contract. Failure to pay constitutes a breach of contract. In some cases, the buyer is required to cover incidental costs related to the sale. These may include transportation costs, taxes, or notary fees. It is essential that these costs are clearly defined in the agreement. Trading is crucial for businesses in many contexts. It's the primary means of purchasing raw materials needed for production. Without it, operations would be impossible. Similarly, companies use buying and selling to purchase machinery and capital goods. These investments are vital for expansion and technological upgrading. The choice of supplier and the contractual terms are crucial. Finally, buying and selling is the mechanism through which a company sells its finished products or services. This generates the revenue essential for its survival and growth. Effective sales management is synonymous with commercial success. A lease agreement allows a party to use someone else's property without acquiring ownership. This property can be a building, such as an office or warehouse, or specific equipment. Leasing offers operational flexibility. Use of the property is granted for a fixed period, established by the parties in the contract. At the end of this period, the property must be returned to the owner. The duration can vary from a few months to several years. In exchange for use of the property, the lessee agrees to pay a periodic rent. This rent represents the consideration for the use of the property. Its amount and payment terms are essential elements of the contract. Leasing is a complex and particularly widespread contract in the modern business environment. It combines typical rental elements with purchase options. It offers innovative financial solutions for the acquisition of assets. With leasing, the company, called the lessee, can use a specific asset. This could be industrial machinery, a company vehicle, or even real estate. The lessee does not become the immediate owner. Use of the asset is granted for a defined period, during which the user pays periodic fees. These fees cover the cost of use and partially amortize the asset's value. The contract clearly establishes the amount and frequency of payments. At the end of the lease, the lessee has several options. They can decide to purchase the asset by exercising a buyback option at a predetermined price. This is a common choice for strategic assets. Alternatively, the user can choose to return the asset to the leasing company. This option is advantageous if the asset is obsolete or no longer needed. It allows the user to avoid the cost of disposal. Another option is to renew the lease for a further period. This allows you to continue using the asset under new conditions. It's useful for keeping equipment up to date without new investments. The advantages of leasing for companies are numerous and significant. It allows for frequent upgrades of equipment and machinery, a crucial factor in highly technologically innovative sectors. Furthermore, leasing allows you to avoid tying up large amounts of capital in purchasing assets. Financial resources can be allocated to other strategic areas of the business. It improves liquidity and financial flexibility. A procurement contract is essential for the construction of complex works or services. With it, the contractor undertakes to perform a specific work or service. Examples include the construction of a building or the development of software. The work or service is performed on behalf of a client. The client is the person who orders and benefits from the service. The contract clearly defines the scope of the procurement and the technical specifications. In exchange for the completion of the work or service, the client agrees to pay a fee. This price can be fixed or variable depending on the agreement. Correct performance is guaranteed by contractual clauses. The contract of carriage governs the transfer of people or goods from one place to another. It is an essential contract for logistics and distribution. It covers land, sea, and air transport. The carrier is obligated to carry out the transfer safely and on time. The contract specifies the travel or delivery conditions. The carrier's responsibility is a crucial aspect. This service is provided for a fee known as freight or tariff. The price is determined based on distance, weight, volume, or number of passengers. The transportation contract is vital to the supply chain. A mandate agreement is an agreement in which the agent undertakes to perform legal acts on behalf of the principal. The agent acts in the principal's best interests. This contract is based on mutual trust. Legal acts can be a wide variety of, such as the signing of a contract or the management of business. The mandate can be with or without representation. In the former case, the agent acts in the name and on behalf of the principal. The principal is required to reimburse the agent for expenses incurred and pay him compensation. The mandate is a versatile tool for delegating the management of specific legal or commercial activities. A mortgage is a primary financing agreement for businesses and individuals. With it, the lender, which is generally a bank or financial institution, provides a sum of money to the borrower. This sum is earmarked for specific needs. The borrower agrees to repay the loan amount plus interest. Repayment occurs according to a pre-established repayment schedule. This schedule defines the installments, their frequency, and the repayment term. Mortgages are an essential tool for financing long-term investments. They allow businesses to acquire capital goods, real estate, or support expansion projects. Their structure is strictly regulated to protect both parties.